Greetings, Minecrafters, and welcome to another Minecraft discussion. My name is Kimberly Quinn, in the very chilly, raw rain up at the notch, because we just had to come and just have this discussion. So I found a little bit of a shelter here that's helping out a little bit. Okay, anyway, so what I really want to talk about now, in relation to like doing like an authenticity kind of little mini-series, which I didn't really plan on, but that means it's authentic, right? There we go. So I want to talk about the treasure hunt, because this is the reason we're here, in my opinion. Well, I mean, really, in a deep way, not related to any religion or anything, not like that, just spirituality-wise, is the truth is we're on this, planet, I think, to learn how to love each other better. First ourselves, so we can't give and what we don't have, right? To learn to love ourselves better and other people better. That is the whole point. I mean, think about it. I mean, do you want it to be on your, tombstone or cremation stone? Not sure what they do with that, but that, she got the promotion. She was liked by all kinds of people who were acquaintances, and who cares? I mean, it's about the stamp we leave is how well we loved people, right? And hopefully, making a difference, that the world is better off because you were here. Even if it was one life you changed, the world is better off because you were here. We can't do any of this if we're not in alignment. Our personality is not in alignment with our purpose. We just can't. So we're talking about the authentic path. So basically, you are the treasure, right? We're all treasure. We are beautiful, shiny gold treasure, which of course we can't really attach a symbol for, because our life minutes are way more valuable than anything material. But this is our visual. Just gold. We are walking around as gold medallions, just beautiful, beautiful, shiny gold. And the thing is, our shiny gold, one piece at a time, often gets buried. Our shiny gold of authenticity gets buried one medallion at a time, sometimes, when we're little kids. And that's anywhere from full-blown trauma, which we know that shame is just piled on top of those gold medallions, regular, dysfunction, and then even mild dysfunction. Somebody may have actually had a somewhat loving household, but just didn't get as much love as they need. And so the shame and stuff is piled up on there. It goes in the vault where it stays, very feelings-based, and not the rational part of the brain. And so we often get off track. We all, our little authentic selves, our little baby authentic selves, which are brought into this world knowing that we are loved and cherished and valued, we get off track. And it seems like, at a fabulous 57, that this is sort of like the process. The stuff happens to you early on. You deal with it, survive it, grow from it in a sense, in a child way, learn to become resilient in some ways, and then we spend sort of the rest of our adult lives, especially midlife, when you're on fire with it, because and you just it's just such an archaeological dig. We're looking for that treasure, which may be buried in more than one spot, and so it's very important to realize how exciting, actually exhilarating it is to figure out who you truly are. It's just so amazing. And I'm a work in progress. I think we're all works in progress. That it's not like about arrival. So we were talking about that in the last video. That outcome-based thing, like, now I'm here, I've got it. Whatever that it is. I got the promotion, I landed the job, I got the partner, we had the kids, got the house, got the square footage, got the first car, got the second car, got the trophies on the wall, the kids got the trophies, whatever. It's so outcome-based. Not that all that isn't nice, right? The authentic self likes good things to happen. It feels good to get approval. The difference is the authentic does not go looking for it. Think about this. The inauthentics are pretty much walking around uncomfortable most of the time, because they're very much dependent and need external approval. And like most things, a spectrum, right? So somebody might be just a little dependent on external approval versus totally codependent. And the thing is, whenever we need something that's out here, that's outside of our frame, then that means when we don't have whatever it is we need outside of the frame, then we are uncomfortable at the very least, and maybe even debilitated. People cannot exist without that constant reassurance. It's got to be exhausting. And so the reason they're so comfortable is because when we are in inauthentic mode, or just I may not like this word, but call it what it is, it's fake. The social media world, and paying attention to how many likes I have and all that. So it's all so fake, false self stuff. And the thing is, again, the authentic can be like, oh, yay, somebody liked this, but they don't need it. They're not like doesn't fill them up the same like it does for somebody who's in ego mode, because that is what that is. So here's the thing, is that the universe, as we touched on a little bit, or God, source, the higher power, creator of all things, we are very much rewarded definitely for gratitude and for like when we're grateful, it's okay, give her more. She opened the Christmas present, she loved it, let's give her another one, kind of thing. So very responsive to gratitude. And also when we're on the right track authentically, the universe, God, source rewards that. And it's just a way of saying keep going. It's kind of like, well, this is, I didn't even plan this either. I'm at the notch, there's all kinds of trails. It's like trail markings, like keep going this way, slight incline, watch out for the rocks, and it's like we're showing us the way. Versus when we are in fake mode or inauthentic, ego-driven mode, well, what the universe responds with is discomfort. And I don't want to say punish, because that isn't my belief system. I would like to say redirection. However, if we don't listen to these whispers, as Oprah calls them, they often turn into bricks. And I used a pinball machine analogy before. It's like boom, 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 boom. Eventually you either go or you start over and push the button again. And when we're in fake mode, it's kind of like this, when the universe responds, like, I didn't want you to go to that thing just for optics, to be approved of, to be seen by your boss, be seen by whoever. That was a 2 hours waste of your valuable life minutes. You could have been home with your partner and kids or just yourself. You went there, your intention, it's not that you and maybe it was, oh, great. Your students got to see you or whoever got to see you. It might feel good temporarily because it doesn't feel like you did anything wrong. And I wouldn't say it's wrong in a sense of a hard stop wrong. It just wasn't, the intention is what it's about. If you went just to be seen and look, she was there and isn't that, that's just not the right intention. And when we do things like that over and over again, what we're doing is compromising ourselves. We're abandoning ourselves and doing things for people that we really just don't want to do. And I'm not saying don't do things for people, obviously. It comes down to intention, though, and mindful versus mindless giving. Mindful giving is of the authentic self, and by how you feel. You feel all charged up when it's mindful giving. Now that can also be disguised when it's mindless giving, because the codependents definitely get a dope fix when they're out there people pleasing and rescuing, and it can feel like it's right temporarily. But then really what we end up is typically, drained, resentful, and uncomfortable on some level, because on some level, when you did all that fitting in stuff, external behavior stuff, you fit in with the group you're approved of. You put on a big event, for a school or whatever, and we're not saying that wasn't all good, and some people really liked it. Again, it goes right down to the intention, because when you fit in with the group, whoever's outside of here, or one person, whoever's outside the frame, you're compromising yourself. You're abandoning yourself. So even though that's an immediate dope fix, not much different. We drink because it feels good. We shop because it feels good. We do whatever because it feels good. Codependency isn't different. It is addiction. And so it's just very important to realize when it's mindful giving versus mindless giving, again, and by how you feel. And so when we're in ego fake mode, there's a lot of discomfort. And when we don't listen to the whispers like that, the danger is it gets easier and easier to reside in that fake place. It just gets easier. And eventually, if we stay like that, we can actually, seemingly lose track of the authentic self entirely. I mean, she doesn't ever totally go away, but she can be moved from, say, the fake mode ego is in the driver's seat, and she gets bumped to the passenger seat, then bumped to the back seat. If we're keeping up with the fake mode and all the pleasing and all the status-y, putting people and circumstances on pedestals and all that stuff, then she ends up in the trunk. And the authentic self is very, very polite and respectful and non-intrusive because she's authentic. She doesn't need to do all of that to acquire anybody's attention. She's the real deal. That's the divine connection. And so she waits patiently to be invited by us, kind of like a duality there, to return to the driver's seat. And so obviously, just like anything else, the longer we allow the ego to be, the longer we allow the ego to be in the driver's seat, it's a heavier lift to pave the way for the treasure, which is the authentic self, to slide back in. So it's just really important to be aware of the number one job, which involves the other number one job I said before, filling ourselves up, because we cannot give what we don't have. But that's along the same thing. It's the umbrella of authenticity. We are the treasure. We are the treasure, not whoever thinks this and whatever promotion, whatever award, whatever trophy. We are the authentic, real deal treasure. And the truth is, all that other stuff falls in place when we're in authentic mode anyway. Much easier, effortless actually, if you're being yourself. If it takes work to be yourself, you're not being yourself. And so it becomes effortless. And the other thing is, because the universe responds so well to the authentics. And remember, gratitude, because authentic people are extremely grateful. I mean, that's largely how they got there, okay, is spiritual practice of gratitude. And it's just like the clouds part and stuff, just like abundance, just like swimming in abundance. That's the best way to say it. And so the treasure hunt, all right, this is why we're here, the treasure hunt. So stay with it. This is Kimberly Quinn signing off from the very freezing raw but beautiful northern Vermont.